My beloved brothers and sisters, sometimes life brings you to a point where you stand at the edge of everything you know, everything you've tried, everything you've prayed for, and it feels like absolutely nothing is moving. You've pushed every door. You've cried every tear. You've whispered dua after dua in the quietest moments of the night, and still silence, still nothing. And your heart begins to wonder, is it ever going to happen for me? Will this situation ever change? Will my pain ever ease? Will my dream ever come to life? But let me tell you something powerful. The moment you think it's impossible, that is the moment Allah is preparing to write a miracle. Because Allah does not just open doors. He creates doors where none existed. He doesn't just change situations. He flips them in ways you never imagined. He doesn't just answer your prayers. He answers them in ways that leave you in tears, wondering how He turned your darkest chapter into a blessing you never saw coming. Think about the times you looked back at a hardship and said, if that didn't happen to me, I wouldn't be who I am today. Think about the moments you felt trapped, but Allah was silently guiding you towards something far greater than your limited vision could see. Sometimes He delays, sometimes He withholds, sometimes He redirects, but never, never does He disappoint those who put their trust in Him. Some of the most beautiful realities in life begin at the very moment your hope feels like it's breaking. Allah tests your patience not to crush you, but to elevate you. Allah withholds the yes, not to punish you, but to protect you. Allah lets you reach the limit so you see His power, so you feel His mercy, so you taste His plan unfolding. And when that moment comes, when Allah turns your impossible into reality, you forget the years of waiting, because the blessing hits so deeply you realize it was worth every second of pain. So today I want you to open your heart. I want you to allow yourself to hope again. Because the same Allah who split the sea, who saved His prophets, who wrote miracles in every generation, is the same Allah who is watching you, listening to you, and planning for you right now, in this very moment. Now let us dive into the wisdom behind how Allah transforms the impossible, so that you recognize the signs when it begins happening in your own life. When Allah breaks you before He builds you, it is one of the most misunderstood phases of a believer's life. We often think the breaking is a punishment, a sign that Allah is displeased, a moment of divine distance. But in truth, it is the opposite. It is a moment of deep love, deep intention, and deep transformation. When Allah wants to elevate you, when He wants to strengthen you, when He wants to take you somewhere far beyond your current level, He begins by removing the things that are holding you back, even if you don't recognize them as limitations. And that removal can feel painful. It can feel confusing. It can feel like your world is collapsing. But what you don't realize in the moment is that Allah is clearing space inside your heart and your life for something far greater. Think of a home that has become cluttered over the years. Every corner filled, every shelf packed, every drawer stuffed. If someone walks in and begins taking things away, throwing out old belongings, rearranging everything, you might feel upset. You might wonder why your possessions are being taken from you. But only after everything unnecessary is removed do you see the beauty, the space, the clarity that was hidden beneath the mess. Allah does the same cleansing with your heart. He removes unhealthy attachments, harmful relationships, false expectations, and illusions of control, not to hurt you, but to make room for growth, clarity, and faith. Without that removal, you would remain stuck. You would remain small. You would remain spiritually limited. When a seed is buried in the soil, it experiences darkness before growth. It breaks open before it rises. The breaking is not a sign of destruction. It is the first sign of life. In the same way, when Allah breaks your plans, breaks your routine, breaks your comfort, breaks your heart, it is not the end. It is the beginning. It is the moment when your dependence on the world fades and your dependence on Allah becomes pure. It is the moment when your dua becomes deeper, your humility becomes real, your purpose becomes clearer, and your faith becomes sincere. You begin to see that all the things you used to rely on, people, money, plans, positions, were never the source of your strength. The only one who never leaves, never fails, never changes is Allah. Sometimes Allah breaks you because you have been carrying something too heavy for too long. You've been pretending to be strong, pretending to be in control, pretending you can manage on your own. But Allah loves you too much to let you suffer alone. So He breaks you just enough that you finally turn to Him again. And in that turning, He begins to rebuild you with wisdom, resilience, and spiritual maturity that you never had before. You emerge softer in heart but stronger in faith. You rise humbled but elevated. And you realize that the breaking was not the destruction of your life. It was the construction of a new chapter, a better version of you, and a path that leads you closer to Allah than you ever were before. When Allah delays something you've been praying for, it is one of the most powerful and misunderstood forms of mercy. We live in a world that teaches us to want everything instantly, instant success, instant results, instant answers to our dawahs. And when we don't get what we want immediately, we begin to panic. We question ourselves. We question our worth. Some even begin to question Allah's plan. But what we fail to understand is that delay is never a sign of rejection. Delay is preparation. Delay is protection. Delay is perfection in progress. Allah's timing is not our timing because His knowledge is not our knowledge. He sees the entire picture while we only see a single moment. He sees what is ahead, what is behind, what is hidden, what is dangerous, what is beneficial, and what is destructive. So when He delays something, it is because the timing is not right for you yet. Either you are not ready for the blessing or the blessing is not ready for you. Think of someone praying for a job. They want it desperately. They feel qualified and they feel overlooked when they don't get it. But they don't know what Allah knows. Maybe the environment would have destroyed their mental health. Maybe the people there are toxic. Maybe a bigger opportunity is on the way. Maybe Allah is saving them from something that would have crushed them. When Allah delays, it is not just a matter of not now. It is a matter of I have something better. Just wait. The tragedy is that many people give up right before the blessing is about to arrive. They lose hope at the final step when Allah's timing is just starting to unfold. Delay teaches you patience. It purifies your intentions. It strengthens your connection with Allah. It forces your heart to detach from the dunya and attach itself more firmly to your Lord. If things came instantly, we would become arrogant. We would forget who gave them. We would think our efforts alone brought results. Delay is what keeps us humble. Delay is what keeps us praying. Delay is what keeps our hearts soft. And in that softness, Allah prepares you for blessings that will not overwhelm you, but elevate you. Every blessing has a specific time written for it. Your job has a time. Your marriage has a time. Your healing has a time. Your success has a time. Your breakthrough has a time. And when that moment arrives, nothing can stop it. You won't need to chase it, beg for it, or force it. It will come with the ease Allah has destined for you. You will look back and say, if it had come earlier, I wouldn't have appreciated it. If it had come earlier, I wouldn't have handled it. If it had come earlier, I would have lost it. That is the beauty of divine timing. It aligns your heart, your situation, and your destiny at the perfect moment. And when Allah finally turns your not yet into a no, you will understand that every second of waiting was part of the miracle. When Allah tests your faith before showing you the miracle, it is because every great transformation begins with a moment of pressure. Faith is not proven in comfort. It is proven in struggle, in uncertainty, in situations where logic fails and the heart is forced to choose between fear and trust. When you stand at a point where everything seems impossible, where the odds are stacked against you, where the world tells you there is no way out, that is the moment Allah observes the true condition of your heart. Do you panic or do you place your forehead on the ground and say, Allah, I know you'll make a way. Every miracle story we know begins with a moment that looked hopeless. The Red Sea did not split until Musa stood with complete faith while an army approached from behind. He didn't know how Allah would save him. He just knew Allah would. Maryam did not receive her miracle until she endured isolation, accusations, and emotional pain. Yunus did not see the light until he cried out from the darkness of the whale, the ocean, and the night. These stories are not simply historical, they are templates. Allah is showing us that He tests your heart before He opens your door. He tests your trust before He lifts your burden. He tests your patience before He grants your breakthrough. Sometimes the test Allah gives you feels heavy. It feels endless. It feels like you're being pushed to the edge. But Allah never pushes a believer except to build them. He never burdens you except with the intention of purifying you. Your hardship is not a sign of Allah's anger. It is a sign of His attention. Allah does not test the heedless. He tests the ones He wants to raise. He tests the ones He loves. He tests the ones He wants to draw closer. And beneath every test lies a deeper question from Allah. Will you trust me when you don't understand my plan? Anyone can trust Allah when life feels easy. Anyone can believe when dua is answered instantly. But to trust Him when everything seems to be falling apart, when you are surrounded by uncertainty, when your heart is tired, that is real faith. That is the faith that moves mountains. That is the faith that brings miracles. Your test might come in the form of loss. It might come in the form of delayed success. It might come in heartbreak, financial struggle, or emotional exhaustion. But every test has a door of mercy attached to it. And the harder the test, the greater the miracle that follows. If you remain steadfast, Allah does not allow pain without purpose. He does not allow difficulty without reward. He does not allow tears without replacing them with something far greater. When you hold on to faith during your hardest moments, you unlock a relationship with Allah that cannot be shaken by the world. You become someone whose heart rests in divine certainty, even when life is uncertain. And when Allah sees that your heart remains loyal, through the confusion, through the fear, through the darkness, He writes a miracle for you that makes every second of the struggle worth it. When Allah gives, He gives in ways that surpass your imagination, your expectations, and even your ability to understand. You may be praying for something small, something simple, something that seems just enough to keep you going. But Allah is not a Lord who gives just enough. He is Al-Karim, the most generous, the one whose giving has no limits. So when He finally decides that it is your moment, your season, your time, the blessing arrives in a way that fills your heart with gratitude and your eyes with tears. It arrives not only as an answer to your dua, but as a reminder of who Allah is, the one who gives beyond measure, beyond logic, beyond what you ever thought you deserved. There are times in life when you ask for a drop and Allah gives you an ocean. You ask for a small opening and He gives you a gate wide enough to change your entire future. You ask for survival and He grants you success. You ask for ease and He gives you elevation. That is the nature of divine generosity. Allah doesn't just fix what is broken. He recreates it in a way that becomes better than the original. He doesn't just remove your hardship. He replaces it with goodness so abundant that you finally understand why the delay, the pain, and the struggle were necessary. Often, you spend months or years thinking you know what will bring you happiness. You chase certain people, certain jobs, certain dreams, believing that these are the things that will complete you. But when Allah steps in, He shows you a deeper truth. Sometimes what you were running after was too small for your destiny. Sometimes the thing you cried for so desperately was actually beneath the level Allah intended for you. He brings a blessing into your life that makes you look back and say, Allah, I am so grateful. You didn't give me what I once begged for. His replacement is always superior. His plan is always wiser. His timing is always perfect. And when Allah gives, He gives in ways that transform your heart. A blessing from Allah doesn't only change your life. It changes you. It softens you, humbles you, brings you closer to Him. You begin to see the world differently. You appreciate differently. You love differently. You worship differently. You realize the blessing wasn't the provision. It was the realization that Allah never forgot you, never abandoned you, and never ignored your dua. The beauty of Allah's gifts is that they often arrive quietly, gently, as if they were always meant to be there. Sometimes the blessing comes through a person who changes your life. Sometimes it comes through a moment of clarity. Sometimes it comes through an opportunity that lifts you beyond your past limits. And sometimes it comes through healing, deep, inner healing that replaces years of hidden pain with peace you never thought you would experience again. When Allah gives, He gives with the intention of showing you His power, His mercy, and His love. And when the impossible becomes reality in your life, you will understand something profound. Allah was never trying to break you. He was preparing you. He was shaping your heart to be able to carry the blessing without losing yourself. And when that moment finally arrives, you will know without a doubt that no dream is too big, no prayer is too small, and no situation is too difficult. When Allah decides it is your time. In the end, my beloved brothers and sisters, remember this: nothing in your life is accidental. Every struggle you faced shaped you. Every tear you cried purified you. Every delay protected you. And every door that closed pushed you closer to the one who opens doors no one can shut. When Allah turns your possible into reality, it doesn't just change your circumstances. It transforms your heart. It reminds you that you were never alone, never forgotten, never abandoned. Allah was writing your story with perfection, even when you felt lost in the middle of it. So don't give up on your dreams. Don't lose hope in your du'as. Don't let the weight of the world crush your spirit. You are closer to your breakthrough than you think. Trust Allah's timing. Trust His wisdom. Trust His plan, even when it feels heavy. Because the moment Allah says, be, everything in your life will shift in ways you never imagined. And when that moment arrives, you will look back and say, every hardship was worth it. Every delay was mercy. Every test was preparation. Keep walking with faith. Keep praying with sincerity. Keep believing that your miracle is coming, because the one who wrote your destiny does not make mistakes. May Allah grant you a transformation that fills your heart with gratitude and your life with light. If this message touched your heart, don't forget to share it with others and subscribe to the channel for more powerful and uplifting reminders. May Allah bless you always.